What's going on, guys? Helms here. Thank you for joining me today. What I wanted to talk about is the current patch that's going to be coming through here pretty damn soon, and how it's going to shift the meta, in my opinion. As always, I would like to hear what you guys have to say too down in the comments. Let me know. But a few people have actually gotten some pretty big changes, including, well, Anna's kind of a minor change in my opinion. Being she only had one thing changed. D.Va, Roadhog, and Sombra. Now, Anna's Biotic Grenade used to heal or increase the healing that all allies would do to the person or to the people affected by the grenade by 100%. So they have a 100% increased healing on them for that, I believe, 5-second period. That has been decreased by 50%. So now it's only a 50% buff to your healing whenever you have that grenade on you. That is the only thing that has changed to Anna. Nothing with her Q, nothing with anything else or sleep dart, the healing done by her left clicks or anything like that. So I believe that Anna's probably still gonna be pretty viable. The developer comments on this: the healing boost from Anna's Biotic Grenade was proving too much healing, especially when used on targets with large health pools. This makes sense because you could actually heal up a near-death Reinhardt to full in about 3 seconds. All you have to do is throw the Biotic Grenade. You get 100% increased healing. So now you're healing for 150 a left click, I believe. I think I'm off on that actually, but you can just heal somebody up almost immediately, and especially it was an AOE effect. There was just kind of like a burst healing AOE effect, and then you could just spam into a crowd. That's why the 3 and the 4 tank meta was so strong and is currently. Next, you have D.Va, which I actually like this switch because it makes sense. I don't like. I mean, it is a nerf, but it does make sense. Her health is increased from 200 to 400, whereas her armor was decreased from 400 to 200. So they pretty much just flip-flopped it. The reason why this makes so much sense is because people who are supposed to counter tanks, like Reaper, aren't able to counter D.Va. So they also switched her fusion cannons damage per bullet from 3 damage to 2 damage, and then number of bullets shot from 8 to 11. So this doesn't really seem like too much of a nerf to me. It just seems kind of like you want her to have more pellets, more coverage, if that makes sense. They're shotguns, so I don't know, makes sense to me. Developer comments on this one: D.Va's armor made her feel like she had no weaknesses, even against heroes that are effective against bigger targets, like Reaper, like I said. The changes to her fusion cannons will result in a small overall decrease in damage, but they should feel more consistent now. So, I mean, that makes sense. I'm fine with that. It's just, she's a tank, but she's not your main tank. So, I mean, it makes sense that she doesn't do gold damage. Which I have seen a lot of D.Vas actually manage to pull off gold damage. So this is the Roadhog fix, which is actually pretty good for the game and pretty bad for a Roadhog main. Kind of like myself, I've kind of shifted off of him. I like Roadhog a lot, but I like hit scan heroes a little bit more. And the hook, I've known it's going to be changed for quite a while, so I was like, yeah, let's play more Soldier. Since Soldier's in a really good place, and Soldier has no upcoming nerfs, even though he is quite strong at the moment. But anyway, chain hook. Targets are now pulled directly in front of Roadhog rather than straight to him, except in cases where Roadhog drastically rotates. So in the past, if you guys remember, you'd have an issue where, say, you'd hook a Genji and you'd pull him to you, and it would pull him above your head, or something like that. Or you'd pull a Mei, and she would be like, it would pull her like 5 feet away from you, so that like a left click and well, that's a bad example because you can't kill a Mei anyway like that. But like, say someone else, say Soldier or something, you pull him and it'll pull him 5 feet away from you, so you can't do your combo effectively. Your melee might miss because they're a decent enough distance away from you. So that's going to be changed in this one. It's going to pull them directly in front of you. Hook targets are now released if they leave Roadhog's line of sight before being pulled. So this is going to effectively fix the broken hook where you can hook people through buildings and large objects. Because I know I remember a game that I had just a little while ago where I would hook somebody. It was a Torbjorn every single time, and I felt so bad for this guy. I would hook him through stuff. Like he would position slightly out of position, and then he would like correct it as I hooked. So the hook would connect to him, or like I would throw it, and it would, like, you know how, god dang it, it's hard to explain. As long as whenever you hit shift, the hook is on him, it's gonna connect. Like wherever the hell he runs to, it's gonna connect to him. And so I would throw it, he would get behind a building, and it would go through the building and pull him out in front of me, and I'd kill him. And it was messed up. It was pretty bad. I hooked him through, I think, like May's ice wall or something like that. When their May's ice wall, he was complaining about that, and I hooked him through the side of a building. So I mean, it was warranted. You know, it's a good fix to the game, I feel like. And then there's line of sight checks now. With, let's see, line of sight checks, which detect if the target should be initially hit by the hook, are now done from Roadhog's position rather than the hook's position. So again, before, as long as your hook, so your left hand, could see the person, it would hook them. Now it's Roadhog, like I think it's like center mass, pretty much in his like chest, or I don't think it's his head exactly, but I think it's the chest, since that's where it brings him to. But anyway, you can actually like get legit hooks now, and the hook kind of breaks constantly as long as something's in your way, no matter what it is. You know, it can be a pinata on Dorado, it's gonna break. So that's kind of a pain, but I mean, like, they'll fix it in the future. And it's not like Roadhog's ever gonna be just F tier pick. You know, he's never gonna be down there, and I'll explain why. But I want to talk about Sombra really quick too. So Sombra has seen one change on the patch notes, and that is the time it takes to hack the target has been decreased from 1 second to 0.8 seconds. So it's just a minor buff. But then apparently they have it on the PTR right now, and that is that she actually has a reduced cooldown on her hack by 1 second. So I'm not 100% sure what it was, but it's a second less than that. It was quite long. I just don't remember. I don't play Sombra very much. So to me, that was pretty good, actually. That was those are some needed changes to Sombra, in my opinion. She's probably the weakest character in the game right now. I don't see very many people ever play her ever. And it feels bad because, you know, she's the newest hero. I imagine Blizzard wants her to be played quite a bit, but unfortunately she's unplayable right now for the most part. I have actually played against some good Sombra, so, you know, like, kudos to those people who can make her work. It's just she's just not that strong right now. General updates: players can now equip up to 4 emojis, sprays, and voice lines from within the hero gallery. So you can use all these on one character at the same time, which is pretty cool. Voice line and emote. Submenus can be accessed using left and right mouse buttons from within the communication wheel. Players can now bind individual sprays, emotes, and voice lines to unique keys or mouse buttons. So that's cool. I mean, it's not, that's why I saved it for last, is like, I wanted to go over the important stuff first. This is just kind of a cool feature that they're adding, and I am glad they're adding it, because how else am I supposed to taunt somebody, you know? you gotta mess with people in the game, and that's like my favorite part of the game, is to go over and like teabag people and like sit on them with Tracer or something stupid like that, just for fun. That's all I'm really gonna say about that. I don't want to talk about that. You know, I want to talk about the upcoming like hero changes, and then how I feel like it's gonna change the meta. So what I think will happen is I'm pretty sure 4 tanks just not going to be a thing anymore, because I mean, it's you're taking some serious nerfs all over the place from tanks, and from the tank healer being Ana, of course. And I mean, even though it's not a massive nerf to Ana alone, it is a pretty big nerf to both D.Va and Roadhog, because Roadhog pretty much thrives on getting one kill every 2 hooks, let's say, you know, something like that. So every 12 seconds, Roadhog should be able to get a pretty easy kill. And I mean, this is why Roadhog is never going to be an F tier hero. And I was actually watching Stylosis, so I have to props him for this, because he's the one who said this, not me. And I'm sure he heard it from somewhere too. But if you hook somebody as Hog, you kill them. It is as easy as that, you know. It's a guaranteed kill, pretty much. I mean, or it's just a guaranteed ton of damage. Even if you hook somebody like D.Va now, you're going to be able to do a ton of damage to her, possibly get her out of her mech, you know, especially if you pull her into your team. And he also made the statement that if like the hook is to punish people who are in poor positioning. So, and that makes sense because, I mean, I imagine that's what it was meant to be. I think 3 tank meta will be weakened just again because of all those nerfs, but I could probably see 3 tanks still being a thing in some cases. It just depends. I can see Winston coming back just a little bit because in a lot of these games that I've seen, like pro games right now, I have actually seen a lot of dive comps since Symmetra is pretty strong, and I know that whenever you dive in on people like Symmetra, it doesn't matter. You can't, like, as long as you get in on these people like Torbjorn, people who set things up, you just have to go in and just clean house. You know, you gotta take things down. It's as easy as that. You know, so dive comps are pretty good against that. Whereas like the Rhine, the slow moving forward, the 300 comp, you know, of just, you know, get in a line, push forward slowly, kill everybody, you know. That's kind of countered a little bit more by those people who set up. I still think that Roadhog and D.Va are still going to be playable, and I still think that Sombra is going to be pretty weak right now. And I'm not going to see too many people playing her. I'm not 100% sure whenever it comes to D.Va if she's going to still be picked. I know that right now she's in about 100% of the games, which is pretty crazy. She's one of the strongest characters in the game at this moment. I am very excited to know where she's gonna go next because I mean, this is a very needed patch to her, if that makes sense, because she was quite strong, and she could kind of fulfill the role of everything, you know. You kill her, she's not actually dead, she's just going to eject, so she has a chance to get away to safety. She has an AoE, a massive AoE detonation that she can do. She can also eat your bullets, which is cool, you know. And then her shotguns actually do a very large amount of damage right now. So she's a very, very good hero right now, and I imagine that this nerf will not, I don't think it'll kill her. I think that she'll still be very strong. I can see something like 222 being the meta again from this. I definitely can see that. I'm not 100% sure that it will just happen and 222 will be just what everybody plays, but I can definitely see the meta start to switch back there, which I imagine that's what Blizzard wants, because it evens it out a little bit more, and people who don't want to play tanks or healers can still play DPS. And I mean, like, in these comps right now, these 3 tank comps, you're looking at a 3-2-1, meaning 1 DPS. So you only have 1 DPS in the entire game. Well, I mean, other teams going to have 1 DPS also, because I'm assuming they're playing 3-2-1 too. 3-2-1 also. So I can imagine that. So I'm actually glad to see 2-2-2, because that's one of my preferred. I like to see more DPS. I like to see, you know, there's so many offense and defense heroes, you can use those. There's not so many healers in tanks right now, and it's kind of, I just like what the offense and defense brings to the table. You know, they have some pretty cool little picks and some cool things like May, like she can freeze people. You know, Junkrat, he shoots grenades and stuff like that, and he's pretty cool. I would like to see him back in the game a little bit more, which would be awesome. You know. Pharah's a little bit out of the meta too. I know that there's a Grandmaster player that plays Ana still, and he's really, really good with her. But she's just not in the meta, you know. But I mean, like, then again, meta doesn't really matter whenever it comes right down to it. At least not at the lower ranks, which I'm in a low rank right now. Anyway, guys, I have babbled on for quite a while. I say that just about every video. I talk forever. But anyway, thank you for watching. Again, let me know what your opinions are. Do you think the meta is going to change at all? How do you think the meta is going to change? Who do you think is going to be unplayable? Who do you think is going to rise to power? I have a suggestion, not a suggestion, but I'm going to make a video over tomorrow. Somebody that I think is going to rise to power here in just a little bit. One of my favorite characters. Actually, my favorite character. And I'm very happy to make the video tomorrow. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you think's going to shine like a diamond after this patch. Let me know who you think's gonna just fall off the face of the earth like Symmetra did, or like Widow did. Let me know what you guys think, because I really want to know. I really want to learn a bit more about this game, because this is just my opinion. I'm not a genius with Overwatch. I don't claim to be, and I probably never will claim to be. But let me know what you guys think, and if you like the video, make sure that you give it a like, because apparently with YouTube analytics, that's a big deal now, and most channels are doing it, so I figure why not jump on that bandwagon. And anyway, thank you for watching, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace!